Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich American Union State. Let us continue on from where we last left off. So, we've won the American Civil War. Fantastic. Apparently our units still do get deleted, which is unfortunate. But that's fine. 6427, you're actually incredibly good. Okay, so let's bring... I mean, you're probably the worst generals, right? I mean, 7244... 3752. I mean, you're all pretty good. Like 7 defense. Probably just want to trade more units then. We have 68,000 rifles. We have like no manpower right now, but hopefully that'll resolve itself eventually. Okay, we got bomber development. Take the fight abroad. Begin trials against the traitors generals who joined other factions in the Civil War. We also want to rebuild the country, and we also got to get all this. Actually, no, we do not want to get this stuff done because we're gonna have a coup. So yeah, let's rebuild the country first. We need a lot of aircraft. Let's not worry about that too much. You guys, we'll just put you on a border with Mexico for now. Yellow Army. You know what, Yellow Army? Prepare for a naval invasion from Miami into Havana. Yeah, you guys will go do that. Mexico, you're still... Well, Mexico's totalist. And totalist Mexico should just be neutral through the Second Weltkrieg. America is reunited. At long last, America has been united under the American Union States banner. Traitors and would-be tyrants have tried to destroy and corrupt this great nation, yet we held firm and took control. A question has arisen, however, in these territories which did not initially rise with too long in the Civil War. Is this country the United States of America, or is it truly the American Union State? There's only a longing among many to return to the stability of the Stars and Stripes, even if things have irregularly changed. Should we appease them and show them Huey long? Show that America Huey originally envisioned still exists. Well, I mean, we get 100 political power or 10% stability. I don't think it's really much of a question. But we will keep our map color. Just because I really like this dark blue, almost like a it's almost purpley, really. I think it's a nice color. Get the Atlantic Trade Commission with Ireland. Absolutely. I have no reason to say no to that. Yes, all of our navy is coming back together. Request American voting rights, 20 political power. We're not going to reclaim Hawaii quite yet. Reclaim the canal. Also, something we can probably do a little bit later. Get our Army and Navy experience. Did I never do that? Did I never take my Army experience? Well, we got it now. That's what matters. Okay, we'll get advanced fighter bases. We're actually already almost done our yeah, dock the ships. We're already almost done our military league, which is pretty impressive. Or our military doctrines. American Legion appointment. With the end of the Civil War becomes a vacancy in the ever-important position of the American Legion's national commander. This last title holder, Smelly Butler, was foolishly sided with the Cynic list. Whomever has taken his position will symbolically represent the veterans of the United States military and society, and thus our choice is important. The most common name floated is General George Moseley, though his anti-Semitism does dissuade some of them from his nomination. Huey Long also believes that his friend and ally, Fox Connor, who introduced Patton to Huey's cause, should have the position. William Pedley's name has also been placed on our desk several times, despite our door being locked. Who shall be appointed? We want, very, very important, Moseley needs to be put in charge of the American Legion. I like the line about the door being locked. We're just like, they keep trying to get Pele in charge of the country. We keep throwing out his nomination, but yet, you know, they're very insistent. Okay, let's get all of these planes. We have no manpower. Okay, fantastic. I mean, what are we at right now? We're actually losing manpower. We have a 4... Okay, we're taking like a negative 55%, which is pretty bad. The Galatian Council votes against restoring our rights. Wow! You're a real piece of shit, you know that? So, resistance compliance. How actually is resistance and compliance in our country right now? Resistance 15. It's going down. I mean, overall, honestly, I think the situation's going pretty well. I mean, we're on local police force. Are you the most efficient? Armor division is the most efficient, but it's got a lot of hardness, which is very important because it suppresses a lot better. 13.5, 14.1. Do we even build tanks? No, we don't. And now we need to, yeah, get military factories on this. Basic light tank. I don't really know what the difference between these two are, but you know what? We'll just upgrade you. There we go. Put 10 factories on tank production. Actually, no, we do have 1,000 tanks. Wyoming and Arizona, we do not have enough manpower. If we were to switch you over from National Infantry over to Armored Division, it would save us a lot of manpower. It would be way more expensive. But less people should die. And hopefully that'll work out for us. Actually, I have heard a lot of people say that getting armored vehicles is actually now very, very important for suppression. Just due to the change of By Blood alone with the numbers here. By Blood alone actually means that getting armored cars early is probably very important for us. So we probably will do that. Military Governor, Martial Law, Secret Police. I think what we have now is okay. Special Session of Congress. Rapid fire session of Congress under Huey Long has been able to pass several enabling acts thus far. Exhausted by dictating President Long's orders, allies in the Prohibition Party and the Old Democrats have come today to deliver a more radical proposal for their constituents. Pork barreling together is a bill for veterans' back pay and a proposal for the Prohibition Amendment. Prohibition is popular with conservative Protestants in the South, but seen as tyrannical by some of the so-called wet states in the North and the West. Unfortunately, the big tent politics of the AFP means that this bill can only be passed together or not at all. The final decision rests with Huey Long. Very important as well, do not pass the bill. The bill must fail in order for us to just have a little bit of just a little coup d'etat. Look at these units that go into Canada. Not that I'm really expecting to invade the Canadians. Actually, no, the Panama Canal's not even owned by Canada. So we really shouldn't have a reason to go to war with them. Compliance 5%, resistance target -10, garrison strength plus 1%. Right now you're at 36. You actually are ticking down a little bit. And for this to be a core, what do we actually need it to be? More compliance than 40, less resistance than 10. I mean, was it 15 political power? But it also costs us political power to maintain. Well, we probably want to get the states that are highest in compliance, which honestly is not many of them. You probably want to go with you, Wyoming, and probably you as well. But I don't see your option. New York City. You guys are all pretty low as well. So I think right now it's okay. Actually, New York City's at 12%, which is actually quite a lot. A midnight dinner. After a dinner in Washington, D.C., President Huey Long has disappeared along with his limousine and several of his armed guards. Disappearance was not noted until 9 in the next morning, and by then the newspapers had already begun spinning a story about the cynicless plotters. Secret Service has been decimated by the war, and they must seek aid of the FBI if they are to ever find President Long alive. American Legion National Commander George Von Horn Mosley has announced that he will guide the country until the proper leader is found, ensuring cynicalism is uprooted from the country. Congress has called an emergency session to deal with succession, and kidnapping has no proper recourse in the Constitution. Wait, really? There's no recourse if the president gets captured in the Constitution? Yeah, the cynicalists will never get away with this. The War Power Committee, the business plot, has succeeded. Yes, we'll finish up with you. The business plot. In order to keep the reputation of the War Powers Committee away from the public eye, we have chosen to extend the facade of the arsenal of the Republic into the new America. To save the United States, we'll return to the fundamental values of our founding fathers and clearly say to the world that America is a republic, not a democracy. Fantastic. I don't know how many events the War Power Committee actually has, so we're probably mostly going to be reading a lot of our event decisions here. The capital of America. You know what? Yeah, let's keep it in Baton Rouge. We don't want to have it in Washington, D.C. We don't want to have it in, what was it, like St. Louis, which I think is like, okay, it's right here in the middle of Missouri. I mean, it is a core of ours. But it didn't join our war, right? Like, they ended up, yeah, military-industrial complex is pretty good. I'm assuming, at least. Fordism, industry bonuses. Yeah, let's recover from the Civil War a little bit, which would probably be very good for us. American nationalism. The American dream or creed or even the ideal is often described is the often described glue that holds together our national identity and prevents civil disturbances. The cascade of failure that was epitomized by Hoover and turned over by Huey Long is now fertile for a country to replant American nationalism. Like, I will admit, it is like 3 o'clock in the morning. A little tired. Tying up loose ends. Weaving spiders are the many members of the press that continue to fruitless search for Huey Long. Although the FBI has made the best public display of effort possible, there persists some underground press who do not believe Cyniclist did the deed. While most pamphlets on this are published anonymously, the FBI's trace their origin is surprisingly found them to be coming from the left and the right, politically speaking. These conspiracy theories, as we call them, could destabilize their new government if they continue their publication. Yes, we get a little bit of political power loss, actually a lot of political power loss, a little bit of stability. Do whatever it takes to silence them. How dare you speak up against the new government? My government is very legitimate. Look, the president went missing, and I just declared myself to be the new president. New acting president. Is that so weird? Is that so bad? I don't think so. I think that's very sensible in this situation. You know, it's a desperate time. By the way, do we have enough tanks for this? We don't have enough artillery, actually. So you know what? Let's duplicate you. Motorized infantry. I mean, what's a better suppression? Suppression 14.1. Like, if I was to replace you all with... It actually, suppression goes down by quite a lot. Why do you need artillery for this? Missing total artillery and support equipment. But they don't need that. Right? Like, they're tank divisions that just have... They need trucks and they need light tanks and they need infantry equipment. Did I not switch you over? Am I dumb? Yeah, switch you over to be tanks. Because tanks are pretty cool. Do we have enough tanks for this? Oh, no, absolutely not. Okay, no, let's switch you back over to being, let's switch you to this division. And you know what? In the CSA, well, let's... I mean, do we have enough tanks for this? The vote has failed. Not a big deal for us. Yeah, let's have some tanks in the CSA. Apparently, that's actually where we have the most resistance. So maybe it makes more sense to put tanks here than anywhere else. At least for the time being. I'm sure that will change as time goes on. Okay, American nationalism. The political power gain more war support. Let's use the FBI. Just a little bit of public suppression here. Don't be weird about it. J. Edgar Hoover understands the need for the new American republic to safeguard against traitors. The cooperation of the FBI is also popularly received as it signals stability. We can trust the FBI to look into all the wrong places for Huey Long. If J. Edgar ever steps out of line, his relationship with Clyde Tolson will be public knowledge. I don't know who Clyde Tolson is. I'm sure somebody in the who's watching this probably knows, but I don't. Every girl a queen. The most delicate part of the business plot is upon us. It appears that Huey Long will dictate, or it appears that Huey Long's, like, I'm gonna read this again. The most delicate part of the business plot is upon us. It appears Huey Long's will. Okay. Huey Long's will dictates that in the event of his injury or incapacitation, his wife Rose Long will take his post. Many die-hard Long followers have come to Washington demanding Rose occupy the president mansion until Huey Long is found. They are met with an equal number of former Federalists who insist that Huey Long's running mate, William Lemke, is the constitutionally correct president. Siding with the Constitution as our best defense is perhaps a more prudent path, though it could also be seen as an insult to Huey Long's widow and inflame anger of the public even more. So we get a little bit more support for, yeah, public's show of sympathy for Rose Long's cause. I mean, it's a little bit of a party debuff, more stability being lost. The NAACP declares the government illegitimate. In the wake of the devastating civil war, the future of African American rights fought for so long is now threatened, or is again threatened. Initial insurgence of civil protection by Huey Long kept many from the streets, as socialists and federalists roiled. There were even plans and meetings in New York City for Huey Long to directly address civil rights concerns before that fateful day. Now that Huey Long is gone, all illusion of safety are dead. Walter Franz White, along with several high-ranking members of the NAACP, have declared that the new America is illegitimate. Many of them are now prepared to emigrate to Canada and to other countries, as Marcus Garvey did, and so did many others during slavery. So we lose 10,000 manpower, more stability. Look, stability is not our it's not our forte right now. We are, yeah. Who needs stability? You know, 11%, -11. I've seen way worse. So I think... I mean, it's a short-term stability loss that will probably turn into... I don't know. I don't know where it's going to lead to. Hopefully nowhere bad, though. I really wish we had manpower, though. Just for all of our units. Advanced machine tools, thank you. Because we have no manpower. Like, not even... Like, if I was to upgrade you, how much would that cost? 150 political power? We're at -10 right now. We still have a -55. We've got Federalist resistance, social resistance, recovering from the Civil War. So it's not as bad as it once was, because it used to be 45%. It's still not good. Yeah, I mean, we're getting like half the manpower that we're supposed to have at this point. 22nd Amendment. The committee is in agreement on the future of the 17th Amendment, the amendment that forced direct elections on senators. Passed under Wilson in a vain populist bid to promote insurgent democracy over our Republican system of government. The 22nd Amendment will ensure that this unneeded alteration to our system is repaired, and that Congress will again be represented in the way the Founding Fathers intended. A meeting today between the War Powers Committee and several congressmen friendly to our cause was held to address the future representation of the President's cabinet. The view that the political spotlight of the War Powers Committee is under is holding cabinet positions has two possible solutions. The first is to coordinate with Congress in order to push through a law to reorganize the Presidential Cabinet to officially become the War Powers Committee. The second is to appoint several of our loyalist politicians from Congress to appease prying eyes and keep stability of a new American Republic needs. The later comes at great political cost and will weaken the position, though certainly it will go a long way towards obscuring our intentions. You know what? Give me that 100 political power. We did 2 to cover up. We did 1 to just kind of expose ourselves publicly, and hopefully that'll be good enough. I need whatever will give me more manpower. New Alien Sedation Act. You know, let's get Fordism. And what is Fordism? Although scientific management is not invented by Henry Ford, it was Ford that proved the measures time spent on work tasks could lead to faster and more efficient time management. To thank our committee member Ford, we've granted him the intellectual property over the assembly line method, as well as promoted it in its publications. You gave Ford the copyright for the assembly line? That's wild. that is absolutely insane. Okay. Ottoman Empire ended hostilities, so I'm guessing the Ottomans did lose their war. And that's fine. I don't know if he really cared too much about what's going on in the Middle East. At least not right now. But with the War Powers Committee securing its hold over America, Huey Long's missing, and Henry Ford having a patent to just the idea of an assembly line, seems like a good time for us to end this episode. So thanks to everybody for watching. My name is Anthem. If you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not enjoying, thumbs down. If you want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.